Aiden's got the voice of a siren.
Yeah, I do.
He does, actually.
He lures you in, and then he sticks something in your butt.
Then he sticks something in your butt.
I was going to say, I don't really want to get in a shipwreck around him, but all right.
Yeah, but you guys keep coming back, so it must mean
It's something. It's good.
Are we, is everybody all ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
I'm good. I've been ready for an hour.
Nah.
I'm not licking nothing you're putting around me.
Please?
No.
Okay. I know Aiden would. He's all up on it.
Yeah, obviously. I'll lick anything. If
Alan, did you bring me more beer?
I did not bring you any more beer. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can make a run for it if you want to go real quick. That's fine.
No, that's all right.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to a Topic a Month podcast where we cover one topic a month split into weekly segments. This month's topic is revisiting, where we go back in time, murder ourselves, and come up with better dialogue. This week's topic in video games is which everybody loves, from E.T. to No Man's Sky. In the studio tonight, in the cold town of Duluth, Minnesota, is our wonderfully Wonder Bread, who's wistfully watching water waders wander through wastelands of wicked swampland, Alan.
Yo.
And to my right is our lovely, vivacious, loquacious, literally lampooning lepers for love, Bentley. And, of course, to my left is some kind of hovering manner is our opportunity affording, opulent ordination of organically officiating orifices, Tyler. However,
Try doing that again.
no, this is going to be the hard one. Last, but never least, is our favorite car guy of all time. A man whose introduction will get me winded. The beautifully bombastic, boob-loving, bodybuilding, briskly brilliant of close to Brooklyn Park, bringing his bang-on, benevolent, binge-worthy bastion of brainchild beauty, Joe of Cartastrophe 365.
Hey.
Oh my God, that was brilliant, Aiden. Jesus.
My mouth hurts.
Do you write this stuff, or do you come up with it on the spot? It's amazing.
I gotta fucking write it. I don't know that many B letters.
I was gonna say Joe actually added a B to that one.
Do you watch the V for Vendetta just to get like the cadence down? Because you sound like the dude when he meets what's her face, the chick from Stranger Things. No, whatever.
That's not her.
That's
Natalie.
Yeah,
Natalie
Portman. Sorry, damn it. Oh, that's way off.
Dude, even without hair, she's a babe.
Samsonite. I was way off. Jesus.
I was way off. That was super, super bad. In my somewhat defense, though, my mind was just blown recently. I've been, while I was waiting for everyone to show up, I was watching old video game, gameplay on YouTube, and I realized that the one of the games I remember from Sega Genesis came out in '88. The Prince of Persia came out in 1988.
Yes,
Can you
it
believe
did.
that?
Yes, it did.
Man. And now
I feel like I was 10 years old before I saw one of these consoles. Little did I know they'd been around for 20 years at the time.
20
My
fucking
cheap-ass
years.
parents, apparently.
I wasn't even a thought yet.
Jesus, you fucking
you-
kids.
Wait a minute.
Young man.
My
Are we?
my dad,
Are we
when
older?
I turned
A lot
like
older.
9 or something, or whatever it was, when we first got our first console, he tried to use my violent patriotism against me, and he said, you can choose either the Nintendo or you can have the Sega.
Ooh.
But just so you know, the Sega was made by the Japs, and we made the Nintendo.
Oh, we did, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know why he thinks that was true, but yeah, his savage racism of the Japanese spawned my love affair with Japanese vehicles, I think. So I have him to thank for that. I guess.
That's good. That's amazing.
He'd probably like listening to the podcast then.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he doesn't know which way is up anymore. So his brain is too rotted to listen to anything. He doesn't even know what a podcast is. I don't think.
Let's hope not.
So that's why I can talk all the shit in the world that
I was
want
gonna say,
to
let's hope
on,
not,
on
'cause
this
if-
and on my own program as well. It's refreshing.
So speaking of old men,
Fuck you.
yeah, take that, you Italian motherfucker.
Hey, you just jealous because you're not.
So my dad, I talk about my old man a lot because he's absolutely hilarious. He's got this computer, right? It's one that like Aiden or I or Alan or Bentley would build as like a gaming computer. It was like an $800 computer.
Shit.
You know what he does on it?
Solitaire.
Solitaire.
Yeah, Minesweeper.
Checks his fucking email.
Yeah, right.
Checks his fucking
I bet when he
email.
wins, though, and the
email.
deck collapses and does that crazy dance, I bet it looks
No.
like on point.
I don't even think my dad knows how to play solitaire.
Probably not.
He fucks it up every time. He never wins.
No. What the fuck? Oh no! Even if he cheats, I bet you he'd lose.
Man, I got one of those. So my mom calls me like a couple weeks back. I was on my way over here, and she's like, "Hey, you got time to talk?" And I'm like, "No, I'm on the way out the door. I'm going to do a podcast." She said, "What the hell's a podcast?" I said, "Well, it's like talk radio on the internet." She's like, "Really? Right now? How do I hear it?" I'm like, "It's recorded, Ma. It's not. It's not live. It's not live.
It's not live yet.
God, no.
We can't do live shows.
If it was live, we would all be in trouble.
If it was live, the cops would show up.
Yeah.
Pretty sure."
At least she thought to ask. I mean, she might have just sat there and quietly assumed you were going to put wieners in your butt or something like that. It could have been so much worse.
Did he already,
She-
he
worse.
already started?
Yeah, she she knows my friends though.
There it is.
If she thought that, she'd just say it, and she wouldn't be surprised. Really.
Well, at least if the cops
No,
showed
that'd
up,
be fair. Yeah,
At least
my mom the same.
at least if the cops showed up, Aiden and I could run faster than Alan and Bentley. So,
I'm not
so
going to
they're
be running.
fucked.
I'm
Hey,
just going to hide.
hey,
Push you
Third
down.
place is still not last. I'm outrunning your ass.
I'll shoot you in the leg before you run too
Yeah,
far.
you probably
Should
will.
we do some inconsequential ramblings?
We can do an inconsequential rambling, absolutely.
But first, straight from a world where no one seems to think enough, comes one man who thinks too much. It is Inconsequential Ramblings with Alan.
Thank you for having me.
Ew.
Like
Are
on
we
a-
doing titties again?
No, unfortunately, no,
I don't
unfortunately, we're not doing titties.
I don't
this
think
time.
Alan can birth. I don't think Aiden can birth you.
No, he can't. No, but I do
give it a
have
shot.
two very important words to talk to you about tonight. It's kind of short, but it's very important. Ham juice.
Oh, God, really?
Just let that sink in.
I don't want to.
Ham juice.
Ham juice.
Okay. Now, as I was saying, ham juice. It's something that is
God, is he saying ham juice?
Yes,
I can't
he
do
is.
that.
ham juice.
Oh my God.
Pretty sure that's what he's saying.
pineapple.
It is
juice.
something that is in packaged ham. It's not very appetizing, nor is it good for you. But it, but if you happen to get some on you, and just happen to go for a walk, you have just inadvertently attracted unwanted attention from your local dog gangs. They may roam out wild, but they're gonna find your ass. Or you might even find the occasional fat man looking for some bacon. Or just other ham products. Now,
Bacon or bacon accessories.
bacon-based product, yes. So remember, if you apply ham juice to your clothing, you will soon have a lot more friends than you wanted. Thank you.
You know, why is ham water pink? Did you notice that?
Yes.
Whenever you get it's pink because there's little microscopic bits of ham in there? Is
No,
that what's
it's
happening?
it's the preserving salts. Actually, it sounds really bad, but I know why it's actually pink.
Slurry.
Oh, is it Himalayan or something?
It's I love that Himalayan salt. You don't got to use nearly as much, but no, it's the juice that comes out of a ham. Like, have you ever bought the Hillshire Farms ham? Like when you're
I
supposed to
don't
get
In the can?
no, that's
Is it
Sam's.
is it way more expensive than normal ham?
it is.
Then yes, because my wife buys
Yes,
that.
it's already it's pre-sliced like Carl budding. It's so thin you only got one side to it,
Carl
kind of a thing.
Oh.
Well, if you accidentally
the single ply?
yeah, the
Yeah.
single ply shit, you know. So if you lift open the package of this particular brand of Hillshire Farms roasted ham with juice, and you pick up the package that's inside of it, and you accidentally squeeze it a little harder than you should have, it goes all over your goddamn clothes.
Alan got jizzed. On
I
the other
got
day at
I
work.
got ham juiced like something fierce. And don't get me wrong, I was smelling like glorious sugar ham the rest of the day, but I'm like, if I walked outside, I'm gonna get mauled by bears. Fuck that.
But you would taste nice.
But I would taste nice for the first bite, and then you get past that, and it's just, meat.
Well, I mean, it's been on you for that long. It's sinking.
Oh, I
in.
bet you it's
I mean, You're
saturated.
marinating, motherfucker.
I know, right?
Has anyone ever been chased by wildlife? I know this has nothing to do with video games, but has anyone ever been chased by wildlife?
Not personally. I never have actually been chased by wildlife, but I have chased wildlife. We were
Yeah.
we were camping.
Your brother
and-
doesn't count.
No. We were camping one time, and about 2 o'clock in the morning, I hear, And I'm like, motherfucker, who was in the goddamn cooler?
That's an odd sound.
It is an
Goddamn
odd
raccoons.
sound, right? No, I thought, I was hoping maybe it was raccoons. So I crack open the tent and I click the light on it and I see half a fucking bear sticking out of my goddamn cooler.
Jesus.
So what do? I grab my machete and chase the motherfucker through the woods. Right as I'm coming out of the tent, full bore, he lifts his fucking head out of the cooler. He's got one of my goddamn steaks hanging out of his mouth. So I'm like, give it back, you fucking bear. And I chased him through the woods.
So Alan unleashes a war cry known through the ages.
Known through the ages, Holy.
That's an impressive display of manliness. I went for a jog and my knee gave out and I was limping home, and then a deer came after me.
Deer.
A buck started coming after me, and I had to piss so bad that all I could think was, they're going to find my corpse and I'm going to be stomped to death by this deer. I'm going to have piss all over myself, and like the next day the obituary will say like, deer enraged by man who pissed on himself.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm pretty sure that Buck was looking for something else, man.
He was looking for a
yeah,
little...
that was my other concern, but I think I can handle that. That's not that big a deal
Dude,
for me.
I don't think you...
Joe, what happened to you? I got raped by a deer.
I got raped by a deer. Honestly, I wouldn't even tell people. I'd be like, I got hit by a car.
Yeah.
I got a pretty forgiving exit shutter, if you know what I'm saying. I'd be okay.
I fell down the stairs, officer, I swear.
Just on my asshole.
Yeah.
Just bounced
I don't
the
know.
whole
I
way.
don't know how do you say is it in yet in deer?
It's
Al, you got this.
I do. It's actual and then you get this one. And then you're good.
There it is.
There it is. I speak deer.
Just something to emasculate the deer a little bit, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, you can't slap it and say bad boy because then it's just not cool,
Like, I feel like I want to make a confession. I feel like I would
here
be a
we go.
really bad rape.
You think?
Well, all right.
Well, you're not like Aiden. You don't go kicking and screaming. I mean, what?
No. Well, yeah,
Or just-
I'd get in your head.
Like lay there and
I'd
let
get
it
in your head
happen.
and like, the last guy that raped me gave me a reach around. That's how I like it.
Come on, give me a hand
Dude,
over
yeah,
here.
come on.
Like
At
20
least-
seconds in, I'll be like, don't worry. This happens to all guys sometimes. Like, don't worry.
Don't worry. Yeah. No, man.
Something to get in his head.
you
He's like, what's happening?
You don't got to cry about it. It's okay. I understand completely.
It's like, no. It's fine. It's totally fine. That doesn't mean you're not a man. It's fine.
It's okay.
All right. How about, dude?
Okay.
You get me, I get you. All right, let's do this. Come on.
Right.
So what do we got for video games here? Should we make the
Final
rounds?
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy. Boo.
Never done that.
You've never played Final Fantasy?
Not really an RPG guy.
You communist.
I think you might.
I don't
That
think
makes
so.
two
Do you hate?
But, all
Do you
right.
hate bacon?
I mean, I'm not as big a fan as the rest of you fuckers, but yeah,
Commie.
I guess.
Fucking commies.
I don't know.
I guess I get
No,
to
are
leave
you-
now.
You out.
Me too. I'm out.
Aiden's out, but that's okay. Aiden likes to stick his dick in peanut butter, so it's okay.
I'm not doing that too.
Your name's Peanut Butter.
Hell, it is. No. That's his department.
So
Look, $20 is $20, man. I don't.
what are we
Buy a
going
lot
to
of
start?
peanut butter.
What's a console that everybody here has had that's been the same?
NES?
We've all had any.
Oh,
yeah, we've all had the original gray
Joe,
box.
did you have the Jap box?
The what? The what now?
The
The NES?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Famicom.
for sure. Yeah, we had pretty much every console from apparently the Turbo Graphics up until. I mean, I got the Xbox One now.
Finally, someone else that knows what the TurboGrafx is.
Graphics are.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
That's a nice boulder. I like that boulder.
It ain't even a good boulder. It's tiny.
Yeah.
Well, good.
My old man was pretty obsessed with video games. It was actually him. He was the catalyst for buying all that stuff, and then we just sat there and played them and got fat too.
That's true. It was the same thing with my dad. He was playing. He when we first got ours, he was up late at night playing Hogan's Alley. I don't know if you remember that game. Basically, it's a shooter game. Yeah. It's like Duck Hunt but with people, and you just go around shooting bad guys. Honest to God, 3:00 in the morning, I wake up, I walk in the living room, and he's die fuckers die. And I'm like, I thought you bought that for us. Go to sleep. You ain't supposed to be awake.
So how with his faculties was your father? Was he mentally buff enough to stay? Because you got to be kind of mentally elastic to keep changing with video games. Like if you didn't play the first couple first-person shooters and you jump into the newer ones, you're screwed. You know what I'm saying?
No,
you kind of have to. you have to have an elastic mentality. So how mentally buff was your dad? Can I ask you that?
Well, mentally buff. He's an ex. He's no such thing's ex, but he's a Marine, so
Yeah,
he's
you don't
pretty
say
buff
ex.
in the brain. But
Yeah.
no,
He's
he only
not playing new games.
No, he doesn't play new games by any means. No, but he was sitting there one day trying to figure out why he had a round dot on one thumb and a square on the other one. Couldn't figure out why his fucking thumbs hurt because he played goddamn Nintendo so much.
Fucking blisters.
Because my old man, he's a mental lightweight. He pickled himself with alcohol, so he's not real elastic upstairs.
So it's a good
and,
time.
the reason I was watching the Prince of Persia playthrough for the original Sega was because the first time I kind of had this notion that my dad wasn't a superhero, because your dad is supposed to be your superhero, right?
For the most part.
And so the first time I realized that my dad was borderline retarded was when he was playing Prince of Persia, and you have to drink these bottles of potion to keep moving forward or whatever, every now and then. And one of the potions would invert the screen and invert the controls. So the screen is upside down and the controls are backwards, right?
Oh, that sucks.
And it kind of sucks. But it shouldn't have been that big a deal to play through. I mean, that's part of the game mechanic. But his answer to this was, boys, get in here, flip the TV upside down. So then we'd come in and we'd flip the TV upside down so that his controls are normal again.
Jesus
and
Christ.
then as soon as it wore off, we had to flip it back over. And this is a grown man. He's making his 9-year-old, 10-year-old children do this.
I mean,
this
all
is too
things
good.
considered, that's actually kind of a good
It's
idea if you
genius.
haven't figured it out in the
Yeah,
long
that's
run.
pure
Like,
fucking genius
Yeah,
is what that is.
maybe, but it's the gaming version of drinking Listerine to get a buzz. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if playing, let's say, so Portal 2 is the champagne
yes.
of puzzle games, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I love it.
then my dad was drinking Prison Hooch.
Oh, wow. He was making
Pretty much.
he was out there making sangria in the toilet.
Oh, yeah, he's making toilet sangria.
And then he was telling you to flip it over to get it out,
Get
right?
it out. He's flipping the toilet over to get the toilet sangria out.
Boys, come in here and
man.
dump this shit out in the
Come in here and
bottles.
flush that toilet out, man. Don't flush it, fuckers. It's good shit.
That was shameful. That was a gaming bottom for my dad. I think.
He hit rock bottom right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we got for other NES games that we really love to play?
Castlevania.
Castlevania, man. Any of the Simon's Quest Castlevanias, I will play. I can never beat them. I've never beaten them.
Contra? Are you guys down with
Contra.
Contra?
Oh, fuck.
I can actually
Sucked at
play.
it.
and
I don't
beat
think I
Contra.
ever got past the first level.
I can.
What?
I don't know. Me and
We-
Bentley
we
are on
just-
the
my
same
brother
page. It
beat
just
Contra.
sucked.
I mean, I liked
99
it. Yeah, we
Yep.
just
Oh,
all
yeah.
sucked at it.
I
I didn't
can-
know Al back then. He
Yep.
was about 2 miles further outside of town than me.
5.
Suck a dick.
We
3
me and
miles
my
away.
brother played the shit out of Contra. We played that. We beat it 99 times, and then after 99, we didn't want to bastardize it because 99 was like, somehow
ultimate.
majestic or something.
Oh yeah, it still is.
We don't
you
want to
know?
make it feel bad.
It's like when
Just
you
leave it
it's like
here.
when you finally playing Mario and you got 99 lives and you're like, fuck, I'm playing all that. You know?
Yeah, right, exactly.
We always had
Ghouls and Ghosts, I think, or Ghouls. Was it Ghouls and Ghosts?
Ghosts-
Is that the one?
Ghosts and Goblins?
Castlevania. Ghouls and Goblins. Yeah,
Ghouls and
Ghouls and
Goblins.
Ghosts was for SNES. I
Yep,
think.
yep.
Okay, so
I never
Ghouls and
played this.
Goblins
I
was
don't know.
pretty tight. The original Castlevania was pretty badass.
Yes.
we always pretty much every time there was a sleepover, we rented Excite Bike.
Oh, I love Excite.
Every goddamn time.
Excite Bike, yeah,
Yep.
that was a good one too.
I
But
rented
it
that thing.
overheated. Isn't
Oh, yeah.
that right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I rented that thing so many times. I should have just bought the fucking thing.
Never
I know,
played it,
right?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
I was.
You never played Excite Bike?
I played it at a friend's house when I was much older, but never as a kid. I
a
only
kid?
had a few cartridges when I was young.
Hey Joe, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh, fuck, maybe you don't remember this one. Is it RC Pro-Am where
Yes.
you're these tiny little cars and you race around the little track?
Which
and
which
you can get-
one? There was RC Pro-Am was the cars, and then there was off road.
No, it was the cars, and you were on like a normal track, and you would race around in these weird kind of. It was one screen. You were a
Yeah.
tiny little car, and you just kind of like spun around. And
Yeah,
you
they were
pick up
both the same.
Okay.
One was arena trucks, and one was cars.
One was the arena trucks.
And
It's
it was
RC
RC
Pro.
You
Pro-Am.
didn't really control them. You pretty much drifted.
You just
around
kind
the
of drifted
entire
around the
track.
track.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Spun
They were
and then
little,
spun
like
the other way.
little blobby cubes. It was kind of
Yes.
like it was,
Right.
it was the I mean, it was the automobile Excite Bike version, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right.
That
okay.
horrible screeching sound.
Yes.
programmed
Here's
into
a
it.
fun one if you guys haven't ever played. It's called Rad Racer.
I don't know that.
And I
Yeah, I
get
think you're making
deer
this
in
up.
the headlights
Yeah,
on this. So
you're-
they make
you're
two of
full
them,
of shit.
Rad Racer and Rad Racer 2. And it was actually it's a cool race game. It's hard as fuck to play, and you got to play either as like a red Corvette kind of looking thing that had awesome acceleration but fucking no fucking control whatsoever, or you got to play as an Indy car, which was a little slower for some reason.
That makes sense.
And you had more control on it, but the problem is you needed the speed to get through the checkpoints, and when you can't get through the checkpoints, you don't get more speed, and it's like fuck, you know.
Yeah.
Yep, it's horrible.
I'm watching a little RC Pro-Am right now, and when you run over an oil slick,
Yes.
it slows you down. How's that?
You just spin out and shit like that. Are you guys
But it
looking
makes
up
you
Rad
slow
Racer?
down. It makes
Yeah,
you go
it's
from
not what
70
you're
miles an
thinking.
hour to 35.
That's Rad Racer.
Yeah?
Yes, that's Rad Racer.
That's nothing like RC Pro-Am.
No, RC Pro-Am is the other one.
yeah, I
that's
know.
what I'm talking about. No,
I'm
I
gonna
just
bring
I
a
was
picture
bringing
of
up.
it up.
I was just bringing up.
This reminds me of was it Outrun?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, where Fulta's got the arcade machine in his garage.
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
You
remember
guys
right.
remember, I don't know if anybody will, Mock Rider?
That
No.
sounds really familiar to
It's a
me.
motorcycle game.
That's
for
I
NES.
do not remember.
that's very familiar to me.
It was one of the few NES games where you could actually make your own track.
Oh, nice.
However, they didn't change the actual cartridge for the US stuff because the Nintendo you could actually get the add-on for would add a little bit more RAM. That's that gray little
Yeah.
bottom, right?
thing on the bottom.
yeah,
that you
yeah,
could
yeah,
take
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So we didn't get that in the States. So you could try to make your own track, but it would
It would just-
just sit.
Like run out, you know.
It wouldn't do anything. You make your whole track, finish it up, save it, which you couldn't do, and it would
Yep.
just stick on that screen until you actually reset the whole console.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
That sucked.
What about like Double Dragon?
Oh, I love Double Dragon.
Yeah.
Double Dragon was my shit.
I can play. Here's the best part. Double Dragon. I can play through Double Dragon and beat it in one life, and not die.
Bullshit.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
not kidding. He has
Bullshit.
years of practice.
Not kidding.
I have
Double
seen this.
Dragon.
I've seen this man sit for 24 hours in front of a TV, only get up to take a leak, and not even make it to the bathroom.
Well,
Usually, he
that-
just gets to a
that's-
window.
That's not 24 hours then.
No, it is because I'm playing while
You guys
being
are
out the
not-
window.
Yeah, he's-
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, and he's in ketosis and all that. Like he's in dietary, like
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
his body's eating
No,
itself.
Joe, if you've
Oh,
ever
yeah.
seen a picture of me, I don't have to worry about ever starving to death. I can live off my reserves for probably 36 good weeks.
Or,
You should do it and set some kind of world record in that case. That'd be badass.
Oh, that would be kind of cool to lose all that weight.
Oh man, he'd be cranky as
Double
fuck.
Dragon. I like Double
Yes.
Dragon, and it was only until I played Gunstar Heroes was it usurped as like my favorite buddy fighting game. You guys play Gunstar Heroes?
Oh, God,
No.
no. Sorry.
No, none of you?
No.
No.
I've not a
Oh,
clue.
Gunstar Heroes was badass. You guys are missing way out.
Yep, no kidding.
The fighting game that I liked that was like a side scroller fighter. I don't even know. I've only ever played it on an emulator after decades of playing the Nintendo. Was River City Ransom.
Oh, yes.
That game was fun as
it
hell.
was fucking
Well, they-
difficult.
They had an
Suck at
arcade
all
of
those
that, didn't
games.
they?
Did they? Mm-hmm. I didn't
think
see it
so.
until
I
like
thought
20
so.
years after it came out. So
You want to talk about a hard game? The game Mission Impossible. Fuck you if you can get through the first level without dying 22,000 times.
Oh, the
done.
original Metal Gear Solid.
I love
my
that.
God.
don't get him started on that.
Hello.
That's one of the games I've seen him play the longest.
Yep.
That is probably the best game ever made.
Well, the second, like, are we talking?
Oh no, he means
No,
the original.
I mean the
Metal Gear.
original Metal Gear.
on the
NES.
Nintendo, not
NES.
Solid on the
Oh,
PlayStation.
yeah, Metal Gear. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Metal
Yeah.
Gear. Yeah,
that's-
that one there, and its brother, the second one, is called Snake's Revenge.
Yep.
I will play that, and I will play it over and over. And
He will leave the Nintendo plugged in across the room that we trip over all the time.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps. the
I
best
don't think I didn't have a high enough self-esteem to play the first Metal Gear. I was like, that game's too hard. Like, I'm too dumb.
And you know what's really
not gonna
funny?
happen.
Well, what's really funny is it's actually just the first level. Once you get past the first level, it gets fuck ton easier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
That
first level is
Because that's what I
know.
want with a game. The first level being the hardest.
Well, the first level is where the learning curve is. You know you
reads
learn
everybody else.
because everything
learning
else,
curve. The learning wall is what I'm hearing.
okay, there's a curve with a wall on the end of it, and basically with the learning curve is you get used
The
to
learning
how
cliff.
the learning cliff. There it is, and you get used to the way things are. You get used to what you can do and what you can't do, how to basically access the weapons, and how to sneak past things. Everything else is what you learn. That's all you do, is you sneak past something or you shoot something. That's it.
See, I did not have the
Well, I
patience.
feel like a quitter now. I feel like it's even worse for my self-esteem now that I know.
Yeah, it's actually very easy. Once you get into the building sections, it's actually very easy.
I'm gonna have to send you down
man.
one of my extra copies of Metal Gear for the NES.
What do you mean
get-
extra copy? I have 2 myself.
Yeah, no, not you. I know you have two. No, I gotta send one to Joe.
Oh, down to Joe. You want one? I got an extra one.
Everybody
Oh,
has
look,
access.
I don't have that kind of time anymore, man. I'm on the treadmill of life right now. Just it's get up and move, and
You gotta
it sucks,
You
dude.
got
Yeah.
a treadmill? Put that shit outside.
So slight sidetrack. So you remember when Metroid came out?
Yes. I love Metroid.
When I was in, I don't remember if I was in middle school or if I was in.
Not born yet.
No, I was born.
Okay.
no, you
But
weren't.
as soon as I figured out that Samus was a
Was a
chick,
chick?
my life changed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Well,
what
just-
the?
Oh yeah.
That's basically one of the fundamental gaming moments that
Oh, yeah.
people in our age bracket usually have. Is she's a what?
That's a chick?
Fuck. All right.
That was when I began my pining for like strong, powerful blonde women.
I know, right? Right?
It is. Oh my
It does.
god.
It totally changes everything, doesn't it? Like here's a
Yeah,
complete.
it was a major mind fuck, that's for
Yep.
sure. But look at those shoulders. Who could have known?
I mean, yeah,
I
with
thought
that-
those were all.
with
That
that-
wasn't all armor.
That wasn't. Yeah, no. It's the fact that if you look really closely while you're playing it, there is some tits there. But you got to look. Yeah, there really is. But I think it might just look like his arm.
It's
Th-
actually,
this is-
that's just pixels.
Yeah, this is
Pretty
just
sure
Al
it's-
looking for tits. He does this.
I mean,
you're
he'll walk
talking
past
about
some
Super
Jell-O.
Metroid then.
You walk past a bowl
There's
of
2
Jell-O
bowls
and
of
you
Jello,
shake
and
it.
he's like, "Holy shit, that's some tits."
Yeah.
No, Al, it's Jello with cherries. No, that's tits.
No, that's tits, man.
Yeah. Well,
You
look,
need to
when we
leave
were
the
kids,
room.
I see
there was
boobs.
tits in every cloud in the sky was tits.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty true.
yeah.
And forest
We
porn.
didn't have
Forest porn?
we didn't have
yeah.
Snapchat and Twitter and all this kind of titties all over the place.
Fuck, right? It was so much
What are
harder.
you snapping your twitties? What the fuck is?
It was
Yeah.
a lot.
What the fuck's a
You
Twitter?
had to try and find boobs.
It's called no. It's called
everywhere.
as Bentley has told us before. It's called woods porn.
Yeah, forest porn.
Forest porn. You just find
This
random.
is a thing. Google it.
You
I'm
just
not even
honest to God,
kidding.
You just find random fucking pornos in the woods.
People on the internet, once the internet started getting out and people started talking about just random stupid shit, they all realized, holy shit, we all found porn in the woods.
Yeah, it was all forest porn.
You guys are strange.
Yes.
So I found some stats about Samus Aran at full power without the suit. This is her stats without the power suit. She's 6'3" and 198 pounds.
Good lord.
shit.
Jesus.
Yes.
She's an Amazon.
I saw this video on the
Yeah.
internet.
I think I've seen this video, man. I think she takes control of that whole situation there.
That's Brienne of Tarth. Right
I was
there.
going to say it's a
You guys
Brianna
are-
Tarth. Why am I the only one who knows it? Shut the fuck up, baby.
With what's his name just sitting across the fucking courtyard, like I
Looking
want a
at
piece
him.
of that.
I want a piece of that. That's
Isn't
that's.
she from
fucking
Game of Thrones. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what's really
Brianna
funny?
Tarth,
And I'm
yeah.
also gonna break some news to you. Captain Phasma from the Star Wars trilogy, the
that's-
new one, that's her too as well.
This is news.
No,
Oh yeah, no, I know.
letting
Yeah,
y'all
the
know.
black stormtrooper. Yeah,
She's the
Or,
silver one.
the black
The
armored
silver
one.
Yeah, the silver armored one.
She's coming back for the next one.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She got out of that trash compactor.
I know, right? They're throwing a trash bag in the last one.
Yeah, she's incredibly tall in real life.
Yes.
If you see her standing next to regular people, it's amazing.
Yeah, she
oh,
is
fucking
very
pictures
tall.
of her next to the dude that plays
Jon Snow?
Jon Snow are
Yeah.
goddamn hilarious.
Well, gee, he's
He
not very
looks like
tall.
a kid next to her.
Yeah, he's not very tall either.
And they're always wasted, so they're always just have goofy smiles on their face.
That's usually it too. Well, that's how Tyler is most of the time. He's usually wasted and he's got a goofy smile on his face.
It's the only way I can make it through life.
I agree.
Okay, here's a game I don't think anybody has ever played for the Genesis.
Challenge
Played it.
accepted.
Shut up. Soul Diaz.
Nope.
Not a clue.
I'm gonna go with a big fat zero on that one.
Right. Fucking sweet.
What
it
is
was, you remember a Solarian for like old Nintendo,
Yes.
things like that?
Yes.
It's like Solarian, but a side scroll. Oh. And you get power ups, you get different guns, different weapons, and you go through, well, space. And
Cool.
it's
Well, space, huh?
space.
Space
Yeah,
and
it's a
shit.
fucking space game. Son of a bitch.
Speaking of Sega Channel.
Never
Nobody?
had it. No.
You heard of it though?
Oh, I've heard of it.
Okay. Yeah, we had I had a friend that had it. Schnepper.
Snaps.
Oh man, that was fucking awesome.
Channel.
It was great. It was
Did you play with other people around the world? Is that
no,
what
it was all it was a cartridge plugs into the Sega, and games go to it. So like you plug it in, you turn it on. There's a boot screen, 50 games. Pick a game, play it.
Really?
Yeah, it was like internet before internet.
It was like it was run through the cable, wasn't
Yeah,
it? It was
yeah,
a,
it
it
was
was like
Charter
cable
had it.
Charter had it.
It was fucking great. Every month the game switched. So like that last fucking weekend before the end of the month, we would all stay at Schnepper's house, get 3 liters of pop, which the diabetes
Jolt
makes sense now.
It makes sense now. You used to get Jolt Cola by the 3
Oh
liter.
fuck yeah, Jolt! And we would just stay up
what is
all
this
night.
system?
Sega Genesis. It was a cartridge add-on cable companies put out.
It's a Sega channel. Is what it
Oh,
was
no
called.
shit.
Yeah, you'd get a subscription, and it would just 50 games or so a month, just different
Oh,
games.
wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Did we just
God,
lose
I'm
the
glad I
feed?
did not know about that. I did not need to have more time in front of the TV.
I know, right?
It was fun
that
as
could be-
hell.
I said that could be why my knuckles
So
are hairy and I got
bad.
bad eyes.
We played like every Strike game: Urban Strike, Jungle Strike,
Desert Strike.
Yeah.
Desert
Oh,
Strike
the
for the
Jungle Book
Genesis.
was good,
love
though.
those
I
games.
love Desert Strike.
Yeah.
Those did they? I don't think they had full motion cutaways in the Sega, but in PlayStation they had the full motion video cutaways.
Ooh, wow.
And it tricked me into thinking the game had good graphics.
Yeah, no shit, right? Well, here's one for you, kind of like that for the NES. Airwolf. Every time you would nobody heard of Airwolf? Jesus,
I don't know. I
fucking
think
A.
you're just pulling words.
No,
out.
for real. This used to be a TV show too, as well. Anyway, you were a helicopter pilot, and all you do on this stupid thing, and on this game, it's so dumb. You fly in a helicopter, and like planes kind of fly towards you. It's a forward-facing kind of thing, like you're sitting looking through a cockpit, and you would sit there and like shoot planes out of the sky. You would go down, and there would be on the map there would be a little like a guy sitting there, so you'd pick up a POW and fly him out of there, and then there would be oil drums where you would come in. But if you came in too fast, and then it would switch from the forward-facing cockpit view to like a side scroll,
And you'd coast right past.
and basically you would come in and you would have to try to land to get the shit in the helicopter. And if you came in too fast, you crash. If you come in too slow, you fucking crash.
That's a
Why would,
ripoff.
why would you crash if you're coming in too slow? Like,
I don't know.
I'm just going to be cautious in wartime.
yeah, no, and you end
explode.
up getting shot out of the sky or something because you're taking too much goddamn time.
That's a ripoff from like a Mac game that
Yeah.
Burnt had back in the day. And
Yeah.
the
What
big
was that called?
5-inch discs.
Airwolf.
Airwolf?
AIR
Sky
Wolf.
Puppy.
Sky Puppy. I like that one, yeah. Where you
We should
going?
come
That
up
was the
with- I'm gonna
prequel.
Take a pass. We should come up with some
behind you.
different names for really popular games.
I'm right on top of you.
Like,
Are you?
Are we sandwiching?
Just don't fight it.
Needless to say,
I'm
somebody's
confused.
going to get pissed on.
All right.
You going that way? All right.
Somebody's going to get R. Kelly'd.
He's going to get R. Kelly'd.
I'm gonna pause it real quick.
Okay.
So, and then we'll just pick up in 1 second.
Okay.
weird.
Where do you get it? Where do you sign up for this? I mean, is this a...
Oh man, it's chronicled in one of the episodes. If you go back and listen to the whole catalog, you'll get to
You'll
the
find it
story
out.
eventually.
Okay, I'll have to look
Because
through it.
the first day I did it, I came and yelled about it on the podcast. So.
He's sending you on. He's sending you on an Easter egg hunt for a nugget of information.
Nugget of information.
Shit for money.
Ah, you fuckers.
I'm gonna be rich.
I'm
I'm really
fucking
good
rich.
at
I'm
shit.
gonna poop in a jar, and they're gonna like it.
That's gonna be a good throwback for Joe's episode. We'll put it in the
It's
show
so
notes.
bad because the chick that does it, I think she might listen to the show,
Oh.
and I keep mentioning about how slamming hot she is and how awkward it is that she knows I'm going in there to shit. So now she knows that I know that it's awkward. You know what I mean? Like I my big mouth gets me in trouble.
Yeah, it does sometimes, but hey, it's always good for something.
So what do we got for new games that I recorded the poop conversation.
All
obviously.
right.
Oh,
I don't know why I
no.
wouldn't.
He does that.
So what do we got for new games? Like what's the newest console that you have, Bentley?
I got an Xbox
Okay.
One.
You do have an Xbox One.
Yep, I am Xbox fanboy.
Okay.
That's just how I am.
Yeah, Tyler's a PlayStation.
Tyler's totally.
I got nothing
Yeah,
against it.
I'm surprised you guys aren't more
You're
current.
like-
I thought I was going to be way behind the curve with you guys.
Your mic
We're-
is fucked up.
Well, usually you got an Xbox One,
Can
don't you,
barely
Joe?
hear you.
We have an Xbox One, and we actually have the
Oh, wow.
Xbox Connect, which everybody hates, but I don't think it's that bad.
I love that fucking thing.
I never.
Yeah.
I mean, I played the one for the 360.
Oh, I don't
thought
play
it
any
was
games on it. I sit on my couch and I tell the Xbox to turn the fuck on.
Yeah,
I don't need a remote. I'm like, Xbox, watch TV.
they got some cool games though.
lazy
Like my son
bastards.
plays the Connect Adventures and all that, and it's pretty cool to watch him dork around and stuff. And it's good. I always like to do nut shots, you know. So like, you're doing the workout videos or whatever, you're doing the the Xbox Connect or the dance or whatever, and then it shows you a little camera in the corner when it's going to take a picture, and I always whip out and hang some brain quick. So then,
Wow.
so then when my sister's playing, or when my wife is playing with her sister or something, then they both get a shot of the nut, and then that's my way of exerting dominance.
Oh, I see how it is. It's not just scenting anymore. It's it's visual
Yeah.
too.
Well, you gotta show it. I mean, Louis C.K. is pretty good at that. You just gotta whip it out. And
Look, listen.
Look at it.
Hey, listen. By the way, that guy's whole story was so. What happened with him? He like asked some chicks if they wanted to watch him beat off, and then they said yes, right?
Well, I don't know if they said yes, but I guess the whole thing was like he just did it anyway.
He put
and
out a thing
No.
today.
Yeah.
So here's how I understand it, and here's why I have a problem. So from what I understand, he was mad famous, and he was like, "Listen, baby, do you want to watch me beat off?" And these chicks were like, "Sure." But then what he says was wrong about that was because he was famous and they admire him or whatever, that they were put in an awkward situation because they didn't feel like they could say no. Well, I don't know about that. Like if Rosie O'Donnell comes up to me and says, "Hey, do you want to watch me flick the bean?"
No.
I'm gonna say no.
no, thank you.
Well, I
No,
might say I
man.
actually might say yes.
This
But
is a
that-
new
that's- that's-
experience.
That's a,
Oh
look,
fuck!
that's a one-time situation. But I mean,
Couldn't
yeah.
pay me enough.
Anyway. So I have a problem with it if that's the narrative that.
Of how-
As far as
like-
he was aware, this was consensual, and now it's a problem. That's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
But
it's-
if he did just pull it out and start pulling on it, then that's a problem.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
over there yanking his crank and fuck.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you're
it's
gonna
not,
do
it's
that,
not
And
like
he looks like he does look like a spontaneous yanker.
it's not like Aiden where he's over there constantly touching his dick because somebody once told him that there was a wiener thief out there. He's
pretty
gonna
much
hold on to it all
expected,
day
yeah.
long.
There's not.
No.
He's right there.
Hello. Hello.
So
You're
video
not
games.
supposed to spontaneously touch your penis.
So
No, you can spontaneously do it. Just don't do it next
my
time.
most recent video games, as long as we're going to try and get back on topic.
Yeah, yeah,
you guys
yeah,
don't
sorry.
count. Do you guys count like mobile games? You guys don't count those shitty games you play on the
No.
iPad,
Oh,
do you?
fuck
I mean,
no.
they're not
Okay.
bad, but I don't consider them video games. They're just
No.
time wasters.
Okay,
for work.
okay.
Those are road
So
trip
in that
games.
case,
Pretty much.
my two most recent games would be Borderlands 2
Nice.
Oh, fuck
for
yeah.
the Xbox,
Yes.
which slayed. Do you guys know there's the raid boss at the end? What's his name? It's like
Cromarax,
Extra
isn't it?
McKillicon or whatever.
Is it Cromarax on 2? Or is he on the other
Yeah.
one?
Whatever it is,
think he was
you have
on
to
the-
travel
I think he
through
was on
this,
the
you have to
first
get to
one.
this special island or whatever, right? And You have
Yeah.
to fight this raid boss. And my commando was so buff that I could solo that guy.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
I got like feverish about trying to get these guns. Like the conference call. That was the main one.
Yeah. Did you see Pitchford
conference
came out?
call.
Did you see Randy Pitchford came out and said that loot boxes are a thing, but that he doesn't want to do guns and
Loot
shit like
box.
that in loot boxes for like Borderlands?
Loot box.
Yeah, I never did. I never
Really?
did online Borderlands, so I don't have a dog in that fight at all. I never played any multiplayer or anything, so I didn't give a shit. So it was Borderlands 2, which kicked major ass.
Yeah.
And then my
2
other
was
game
better.
that I played most recently was Dragon Age Origins. Do you guys get down on Dragon Age?
Did not. Not really a role playing fan. Borderlands is about as far as I walked into that genre.
Dragon Age, the new Dragon Age was not bad. It seemed to be really well put together, but
I'll be back in a
it
second.
was just really slow.
Yeah, I don't know. This I think was like my last grab at being a single man because my wife was pregnant at the time, and so I was feverishly playing through both of these games, and I played through like every character, and I unlocked like the Blood Mage and all this, and I got like crazy deep into Dragon Age. So those are my two recent games, and they're probably my most fondly remembered ones as well. But I think that's because it's the last time I didn't have kids, basically.
Borderlands is a good series altogether. I mean, even
Oh,
the
yeah.
pre-sequel gets some crap, but I had fun with that, and their
I don't know
tone
why.
is
Why?
hilarious.
Why? Because did they say it was like a wash, rinse, repeat? Is that what the problem was?
Yeah, they were saying
No.
too short, and a lot of people didn't like the jet mechanic, the air.
It was
So-
yeah, it was really short, and it was definitely different because you're on the moon,
Yeah.
and so you had to like, as soon as you go out into the atmosphere, you had X amount of time to get back inside to get your oxygen back.
Yeah, or to jump in a vent or something.
Yeah, Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people didn't like was the concept of you actually have a timed limit to
less
being
exploring.
outside. Yeah, a lot less exploring and stuff like that.
Especially considering 1 and 2, there was so much exploring.
Oh,
where
yeah.
You'd find vault symbols everywhere on
I don't
2.
know.
Oh,
I have
for
no
sure.
idea what they're talking
I have
about.
no idea.
I don't know, Borderlands or something. I
Well,
have no
you've
idea.
played Borderlands 2.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you
yeah.
played Borderlands, Aiden.
No, not really.
Yeah, you have.
I mean,
tried to
not
talk him
very
into
much,
it.
but it hasn't been. I didn't really get too much into it.
Oh,
I'm kind of with Bentley on that. That like RPG games, they're awesome. I play D&D, so I love RPG stuff. But
up, you.
video games themselves, I just can't get into it
he's out
unless
there.
they're like super like
He's just out there
easy. Like if
larping
it's
away.
if it's
No, that
Fable,
was
fucking
Steve.
awesome.
Steve
Yeah.
was a larper.
Remember that?
yeah.
God, I
There's
can't-
there's
No, not Farmer. The one we worked with.
Oh God, yes.
The one that ran the stop sign and was like, there was a bush. I didn't know there was a
Yeah,
stop
he
sign.
ran a stop
There's been a
sign,
stop sign
T-boned
there
somebody.
since the city was built.
He was a larper.
Yeah.
there's definitely two types of people. There's definitely the RPG people,
And then the
Yeah.
larpers.
and then there's the
No.
not LARPers.
Casual.
But and then there's also the guys who are just absolutely obsessed with first person shooters.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty
I don't
and-
know. I feel like I'm a mix. I'm a switch hitter, though. I feel like I do a little bit of both. You know.
Yeah,
Like a bisexual.
Now, shooters and RPG, obviously Borderlands is big on that.
well, right. But
Destiny. What do you guys think of that?
I love Destiny.
Two?
this is the guy who
Both of
plays
them.
Destiny. He
I'm
talks to
playing
me
that.
about it.
You playing the faction thing that they got going this week?
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking fun.
Yeah, it's really they and I've had a lot of people talk about it and they're like, well, it's lacking a lot of stuff that the first one lacked and blah 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 blah. It's like,
It's
well,
so much better than the first one was when it first came out,
well,
though.
the thing about it is it's brand new.
Yeah.
It's brand new, and just like the first Destiny, it took a long while and a lot of patches and stuff like that for it to get to where it was.
Yeah.
So people are just people how they are
Ragging on
nowadays. They're completely impatient and they
Oh, yeah, they want
They
it
ex-
now.
yeah,
Has
they-
to happen.
they expect everything to be to their expectations right away,
Yeah.
and it's impossible because
Yeah,
it's
I
such a
guess.
brand
I
new
don't know what's
game.
going on.
Yeah.
I'm not pretending
I mean,
to
I-
jerk
I
off.
dig
Fuck
it.
you.
Yeah, I don't know. I played the first Destiny for a little bit and I loved it. I just didn't have the time to put into it that would be
That's
necessary.
my problem. I
It's-
think. I think it's such a commitment these days.
yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
when you live in your mother's basement, you got nothing but time on your hands.
Yeah,
You know?
Fuck
Alan.
you.
Don't fucking look at
I
me.
have a house, you son of a bitch.
as do I.
I don't have that much time apparently.
Why are you looking
Yeah,
at
You
it
me?
live
feels
with
like,
me
it feels
right
like
now.
more and
Well,
more
right
these
now
days, you know?
until the
Yeah.
until the
For
girlfriend
the
leaves.
moment,
It,
you know.
it is really hard to be able to get into games and like totally immerse yourself, and I would be doing that a little bit more. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to play for longer than half an hour. Like,
Do you want me to?
No.
Do you want me to fire you?
yeah,
nah, because we need him.
We need people.
That's going to be an awkward time later in the day when he's knocking on the door. He's like, I got to go to sleep.
Tyler, am I actually fired?
sorry, you fired.
I walk in every day and I look at the schedule and I look at it and I go, fuck, I'm still on it.
I'm like the
I
odd
do
man
the,
out here.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
God damn it, Gordy
God
hasn't
damn
fired
it, Gordy
me
hasn't
yet.
fired
I
him
think the
yet.
most recent video game that I've purchased.
Minecraft.
No, it's been. I was gonna end up getting Forza 7.
Yeah?
Like, I can't wait until that. Like, I can get my computer up to spec to be able to run it because I can't.
Just get it for the Xbox One.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna get it for the Xbox One because if you get it for PC, you'll be able to
He
mod
wants to mod it,
stuff.
yeah.
You can
Oh.
add different cars that aren't on it, and there's some weird, stupid cars that I would love to have.
Like a Miata.
Well, that's already on it.
Oh,
That's probably standard on
Yeah.
most of
You
them now.
boys that
They got a
That's-
2004 Hyundai Tiburon on that thing.
Nice. I'm telling you, just dumb
Got a fucking
cars.
truck.
one of the worst cars ever in history made.
It's so unfortunate too. I love the styling of it, but it's just
I was gonna
like,
say it looked nice.
yeah,
It does.
It's just a pub though.
But it's just a
something.
pile of shit.
Yeah. That motor, the 2.4 in that year was just a bucket of shit. It was the same thing in the Sonata, and it was just terrible.
I had
But
I had some kid try to race me in my WRX in a Tiburon.
Why?
Yeah.
So he's
you could
retarded?
get out and like unplug a coil so it was fair.
So hold on a second.
I was my WRX is about 400 to the wheels.
Yeah.
Oh well, you gotta unplug 2 coils.
Yeah, you got to unplug most of the motor.
I gotta
to get it
basically just take the turbo out and call it good.
Yeah, just run it naturally aspirated.
Just take off one of the intercooler piping so that it doesn't even go to anything. It just goes to
It's
atmosphere.
NA now. Yeah, exactly.
No, it doesn't even go in the intake. It just goes atmosphere.
Yeah,
Still let the turbo spool up and be back pressure though. Yeah. What is yours top mounted still, or did you do a front mount intercooler?
Mine's
shark teeth.
mine started on fire.
Oh,
By no
nice.
fault.
It was.
Oh,
it was.
Are you the guy? You're the guy whose garage took it down?
You're the guy.
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh man.
This is
Oh,
Tyler.
that sucks, dude.
You're telling me.
You're that guy.
Yeah, it was front mounted intercooled and yeah, TN coilovers.
I feel like that's one of the first things you do is front mount it, right? Isn't that like an oversight for them or something?
No, it's not bad. It's what's nice about it is that it's like 0 turbo lag when it's top mounted
Right.
because it's got such
It's right there.
yeah.
There's no
But-
piping. Yeah.
Right, but the only bad thing about it is that it heat soaks real bad.
He's got
It's hot.
He's got
yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
I have ideas. Leave me
He's
alone.
got no. By the way, Bentley knows very little about cars.
Yeah.
Bentley's a computer
Bentley's
guy who
the
works at an
computer
insurance
nerd,
place.
All right, you guys are over here talking about
No,
intercoolers and
turbo lag.
turbos
I
and
got
turbo
this.
lag
That's like
and
push the pedal down, power's there.
that's
right?
the
Yep.
lack of turbo lag is.
That fuck yeah, I understand that.
You know how
fuck you, Heisman.
but you know how turbos work though, right?
And
magic.
Fucking witchcraft, man.
Right. It is
Um,
magic.
Air goes in and power comes out. It's
Exhaust-
magic.
Exhaust
Yeah.
goes in, something
F-
spins.
What's
and witchcraft
exhaust made
happens.
of?
It was
Exhaust.
it was funny with that car because for the 4 years that I owned it, I went to go rebuild the motor, and
times.
no,
That was the transmission.
and yeah, that was the
one.
tranny. I blew through 4
What year?
transmissions
What
in
year
1
was
year.
it?
Oh.
It was an 02.
Did you say
Oh,
in
okay.
1 year?
Yeah, the ones with the glass trannies,
Shit,
right?
man.
Oh yeah, all of the 5 speeds are glass trannies.
You fucking sneeze
Yeah.
next to it, you blow a gear.
But so
Fucking true though.
but I went and I took the intake manifold off and stuff like that, and I looked and it said EJ25.
Guy, you had an STI.
I had an STI I had
Oh,
an STI
really?
long block with 2.0 heads, so I had higher compression.
Oh.
So it was a hybrid build.
So what kind of displacement does that make then? Is it still 2.0 or is it more?
No,
Is it,
I think
where
it's
do they make it up in the heads or in the stroke?
in the heads because it's
Oh, okay.
because I think it's because it's smaller ports than the 2.5 heads.
That's
I
a nice,
wonder, is it like a 2.2 now or something like that? I wonder what it would be. My buddy Jesse would know.
That's a nice leg you
Yeah,
got over there.
that sounds about right.
I like that leg.
But
I don't. I'm not like Subaru buff. I'm particularly not modified Subaru buff. I have
I'm out.
I have to try and fix them over the phone. So I always
Oh.
want them to be stock.
That makes perfect sense.
Whenever the guy says, "Oh yeah, these injectors they look like Monster energy drink cans or like E85 injectors," I'm like, "Oh god damn it, it's gonna be a long day."
Throws everything off.
Just send
Yeah.
them my way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been through goddamn every single problem that any modded Subaru has had. So it's
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, you say that, but they like to fail in really, really strange ways.
I mean,
Trust
he
me.
says that. He can even include melting though. So
Yeah.
wow,
Too soon?
that really had nothing to do with my Subaru. It was
I
the
didn't-
girlfriend's Subaru.
I didn't say it was because of yours, but you did go
one
through
of
it.
the
So
one of the most prevalent issues that we've been facing in these things is a perceived misfire on cylinders 3 and 4.
Yep.
And when I say what I mean when I say perceived is that you can't feel it in your ass. Your butt
No.
dial doesn't feel it, but the computer feels it. And the bummer is that when it's at high RPM, over 4,000 RPM, the PCM doesn't make a distinction between cylinder 3 or 4. It has to do 3 and 4.
Right.
And
shit.
it's been such a butt fuck trying to pin down a pattern because it's always something different. It's either the VVL rockers don't lock in on just one cylinder only at high RPM, or it's a crank tone wheel got a chip on it or some nonsense. It's just turning into a bastard.
Yeah, it's they're especially like the newer ones with the VVT and everything like that. They get tricky, but
That's an awesome video game you guys are
been-
doing.
yeah.
So you guys seen this new game
so we
coming
got
out? No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even. This segues perfectly.
all right.
Car Mechanic Simulator.
I did
Oh
see
my
that.
Yeah?
God,
I did
fuck
see. It's a
It
VR.
looks interesting.
It's a VR game.
Well, it's VR and it's coming to the Xbox.
Really?
Yeah.
I might actually have to
the
give that a
Yeah,
shot. That'd
like
be kinda
you,
neat.
you even go to like the junkyard and pick cars and
So,
shit.
do they have like actual vehicles? Can you go out there and
They're-
get like a?
Find
They
a
look like
Miata?
actual vehicles, and the videos I've seen on YouTube, some of them are actual vehicles, but I'm guessing when they release fully, it's going to be fake names.
Well, right, yeah, they're gonna be like Rockstar Games, and oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Gonna
Corvette.
be-
But it's not.
Yeah, like the Mercury Gable.
Just one-off names.
But yeah, it's nowhere near realistic. But for,
Right.
for people that are a little bit less knowledgeable than me, there's actual parts in it.
that would
real
actually be
parts.
kind of
Yeah.
interesting
Which
to
se-
see how
which
well
seems
they
kinda-
do.
So
wouldn't say that great.
BMW
Yeah, but
does
that,
their
that's going to end up being like Guitar Hero. People are good at Guitar Hero, so they think
Oh, right?
they can play
Yeah.
guitar.
Play real
Yeah.
guitar. I can't.
Where's the buttons? Fuck.
Yeah. No shit, right?
They so BMW is doing something kind of like that, but they're making a VR component to actual work.
Oh,
So like
wow.
for example, if you pull in like a 325i or something, you pop the hood and you put your VR goggles on, and then now you click on the program, whatever it is replace alternator or whatever, and then it will tell you for the first step. It will highlight on the car what to
Oh,
remove.
wow.
And it will,
Well,
if
that's
you look
kinda
at your
cool.
box that BMW gives you, you open the drawer and it tells you what tools to grab and stuff. It's fascinating.
That is ridiculous and super expensive.
That
of
is
course,
Yeah.
that's a
Oh,
BMW.
looking,
Yeah, I
though.
can't even
Imagine how much that's
Shit.
going to cost when you lose that 10 mil.
Fuck. Oh, fucking.
Oh yeah.
It's got an RFID
Well,
chip
but,
built
yeah,
into it.
They don't use they use Torx bits only. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even worse.
Okay, that T25 that you
Yeah, there
lose.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Fuck you, Pete.
called BMW augmented reality. You guys should Google it immediately and look at it.
I don't got that kind of battery on my phone.
I like he gets a component loose and it shows fake hands lifting the component out of the way, and you know you're going to go down there and grab it, and it's not going to come loose. You're like, son of a bitch!
Oh
Now, what's
my
going to
God,
happen
this
is you're
looks
gonna
ridiculous.
be fucking elbow deep in that motor, and it's gonna be like, all right, next step, and the goggles fall off.
Yeah. Alexa's going to do something stupid. Like, did you mean play Blink 182? No, I'm working on a 328. Goddamn it!
Oh, god damn it.
It's the worst video game ever.
Fucking video. Fucking fuck.
So,
Cock waffle.
see, I'm watching a video of it right now.
Is that, do you see this idiot? And he's like talking to the thing. He's like, "Go ahead, Alexa." He's removing a coolant fan. It looks like cooling fan.
I don't know. He's putting the glasses on now.
Idiot.
Just wait.
Can't we
just wait. This dipshit. He can't take off the plastic intake duct.
Hey, look, now, not everybody's good at that shit.
Damn.
I don't know.
Just
this
gonna
guy's
say that now.
He's wearing a jumpsuit. He better be good at
Okay,
it.
yeah, if he's wearing a
my wife
jumpsuit.
would do this. Though.
He's wearing like a flannel shirt and cut off
B-
shorts.
Dude,
Don't fucking.
BMW techie's probably making like $75,000 a year. So why the hell does he care?
Yeah, what the
He's
hell is
no,
he
he's,
doing?
if he's wearing a jumpsuit on
Some of the
video,
Mercedes techs that I work with, they say the pay's not that much better. No matter you can work on
Yeah.
Ford and make about as much money apparently.
Oh,
if this
fuck.
guy's wearing a jumpsuit on a marketing video for something like this, the man drives a desk.
Well, it's not really a
Yeah.
jumpsuit. It's like a
It's a work suit.
Yeah.
It's an overall suit.
Yeah,
No, it's
his
not a
shirt's just
suit
tucked
even.
in. You guys are being too rough.
yeah.
If you're watching the same video as I am.
I don't fucking know. I'm not watching nothing of these crazy ass
Better
fuckers.
put that.
I'd rather be
This is
playing
like
video
the
games right
most
now.
boring video game for the BMW
Yeah,
augmented reality.
yes.
Like, what do you do for
You,
your
you
video
get like
game?
3 beers down, and then you turn around and you see a cop, but the cop's not really there. Fuck! How did it know?
I didn't fucking know I'm drinking.
Or like if you
here.
take too long, a zombie crawls out of the engine bay.
Yeah, that'd be
You're
awesome.
the fucking customer comes back. You're just slamming the hood down like motherfucker. What the hell?
Beat it to death with a pipe wrench.
Yeah, he needed those goggles to take off the fan, to
Wow.
take
Yeah,
off the
that's
electronic fan
miraculous.
shroud.
Wow.
He doesn't look embarrassed in the least that he needed that help.
Yeah.
He should
He's like,
be.
yep,
Shit.
He should definitely.
He should definitely be
this is how it is done.
Anybody else
Christ.
want to kick this conversation and go back to Castlevania?
Castlevania.
No, not
That's a
Castlevania.
weird game.
Castlevania 64, on the other hand?
So I was
How about grenade bounce sounds, Heisman?
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's right.
No. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
Every time I
Wait,
hear the
what?
Phantom Pain, I just think of somebody trying to take a shit that's like, oh, God, why does it
Where
hurt?
it's not coming out.
It's a phantom poop.
that was like when I got my appendix removed.
Yes.
Hey man, there's a Pizza Hut pulling up to my house right now. What's up with that? he's leaving.
we may have ordered you a pizza and not told you.
I would definitely do something like that.
Oh,
Just
that'd be
steal one of
hilarious.
the Pizza Hut toppers and drive out in front of people's places, wait until they look out like, oh, sweet, we're getting pizza, and then just drive away.
Drive away.
Just fucking flip them off and just hammer on it.
That's a
I
good
thought
video
my
game.
wife might have ordered a pizza. She slid it under the door for me.
She doesn't love you
Does
that
she,
much.
does she have to squish it to get it under the door like we have to do with cheeseburgers for Aiden?
Yeah,
Damn.
so
that
I
thing
have to
was
go back into the
fucking flat.
basement.
So back to video games and
Yes,
stuff like
sorry.
that. I was just watching, like, speaking of new video games, I was just watching a video of the release, well, the like the E3 of the Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
yeah.
VII remix,
Oh, you people in your Final Fantasy.
I like
And
the
they were-
original one.
and they were so they were showing people.
Sorry.
They were showing like people around, like bordered around the regular screen. And there were people like crying because they were so happy that Square Enix was coming out
Really?
with the
I mean, I understand it's got a huge cult following on it. I've never
Are
played
they,
it, so.
Are they going to kill Eris again, or are they going to pick a different character? do you think?
No, they'll probably kill Ares.
Probably hook. Yeah, I was gonna say Harris is
What if
gonna die
what if
again.
it's Tifa this time? Just fuck the fans. You know what I mean?
As long as she's naked, that's fine.
And,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and when it
Yeah.
happens, you need
Love
that
to see Tifa naked.
that director guy to pop up and just be like, plot twist. Fuck's that guy's name? M. Night Dipshit. I don't know.
Shamalama ding dong.
I'm not even trying to say that.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
And his
Did you get any of the Sephiroth as Christopher Walken on the beginning of this
Oh,
game?
I
or no?
did, and that's going to be put right at the very end.
God damn right.
It
Okay.
is fucking awesome.
that was
Because I got a different idea anyway.
okay.
I was thinking, so they're gonna give all the characters voices, right? Probably in this new one, don't you think?
More than likely.
So,
Can only hope.
bear with me now. He's probably not going to be president by this time. Donald Trump is Sephiroth.
No. That's not
This
even.
sword-
That's not
This
even
is the
funny.
longest sword of all time. Tremendous.
He's,
Really
he's
is
selling
incredible.
this game to me right now.
Yeah, this is sounding pretty good.
I was the number one soldier, the best soldier ever.
Earlier we were talking about Christopher Walken being Sephiroth, and
that would make sense.
he's like, oh yeah, he goes, hey, I'm about to summon Bahamut.
Now, this is my sword. It's much longer than a normal sword.
It's like 6.5 feet long.
God damn
Not
it.
personal, Cloud.
Oh, what the fuck? Wow. Wow, it's getting
We gotta
thick in
go.
here.
We gotta go to the ancient lands.
Can anybody do a Nicolas Cage? How about that? Nicolas Cage is Sephiroth.
Oh, fuck. Nope.
How does Nicolas Cage sound? I don't even really remember.
It's for the better that you've
Oh,
done.
man. Oh,
No.
you got to cut this out if it doesn't work. I don't even know what else to say.
No.
He
There's
doesn't
no-
edit.
Gotta
There's-
find more material. Oh, it didn't work.
There's no editing here.
That's almost Keanu.
That's Keanu Reeves, man.
Oh, I know material.
You know what game needs to come back though? Descent.
Yes.
Fucking love that game on
I
the
have
computer.
no
Love
idea what you're talking
Descent.
about.
It
What
was
the hell is Descent?
it was the first like true 3D motion game. That's how they sold it because it was all 3D models and you could go any direction. It was set in space. You had a spacecraft. It was a mining robot uprising, and you were going into these mines, so into these tunnels.
That's terrifying.
And
I
you
know it
were you were flying around just shooting this stuff, kill the boss, stop the uprising. So you could go up, down, side to side. You could turn everything.
That sounds actually
It
really
was-
good.
it's
It's
fun as
actually
hell.
fun as hell.
See-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you remember that?
You can't play it anymore though because they didn't design it for processors to get faster.
Yep.
So you load it up now,
Oh,
and
yeah,
what,
and
what
it
used to be
stalls
what used to be this slow ship bob that was just like, probably about a second and a half to complete back and forth is now just like fucking crazy. It looks like they turned on the vibrate on the bed. It's ridiculous. You go to turn, and instead of a gentle little turn where you're, slowly spinning around, it's like, boom, you're looking at your asshole. It was
That
so
sounds
fun,
great.
though.
I mean,
Well,
if I
Aiden does that anyway, so.
No, that's yours. But yeah, they
gonna
need to bring
have
stuff
to-
like that, or like
Yes.
Crimson Skies from
Crimson
the first
Sky,
Xbox.
Oh,
Yes.
Crimson Sky
Oh
was
man,
awesome.
it's coming
I
to
got a-
backwards compatibility.
I got a copy of that sitting at the apartment right now.
That's mine.
I know. Like I said,
know you do.
I got a copy of it.
I don't know. I've never played Descent.
No?
No. I think this is it. Is this it, Bentley? Is that the?
Yes.
Is that Descent? Okay.
Yeah, they
No,
had 1, 2, and 3, which were in the mines, and like 3 introduced where you go onto the planet's surface and go like into other entrances.
Right.
And then they had Free Space, which was just basically Battlestar Galactica with this shit. You were in space
I like
with ships around, and you were just fighting each other.
Battlestar Galactica.
Was Edward James almost involved in this as well? though?
God, I hope
He
so.
should have been. He should have been.
I fucking hope so, man. I would.
Or
made
that
that.
angry dude with the eye patch, Saul Ty.
Salt Eye. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would. Honest to fuck. I don't know.
They're
love
making a BSG game
that. Fuck right.
where you can. I think it's more of a strategy. I don't think it's a flight one,
It's all right.
but they're making one.
You know what? Honestly, to be a
I
drunken
played the
psych.
board game. The board game was pretty badass. That was pretty solid. You guys play the board game, the Battlestar Galactica board game?
No.
No, I heard of it
There's
though.
a board game.
It's
Yeah.
pretty solid because one of you gets to be a Cylon undercover, and you get to do like subversive Cylon
Yes.
shit.
Nice. Honestly, I just want to be a drunken Cyclops. To be honest,
You
with
guys are a bunch of dorks.
Listen here, you D&D master.
Yes, as the guy who plays D&D.
He's a fucking dungeon master sitting across from me here. That fucking sucks.
I gotta do what I
That
gotta
doesn't
do.
suck.
So
That's
I
awesome.
want to stir up. I want to stir up some shit. I want to see if anyone else digs this.
Okay.
Best video game ever, Diablo 2. Go.
Yes.
It's good, but
Never played
not
it.
best.
It is the best one ever. You guys are correct. I got the, so that's the unanimous best. That's fine, but
Did
I
you-
got the worst.
Did you see that they're gonna be
Okay,
they're gonna be
what's-
doing a remake of
what's-
Diablo 2?
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
going to reboot number 2.
Yep.
Just go number 4 at this point,
No,
right?
no, they're gonna
Yeah,
they're gonna
but
redo
people
number
agree
2.
with you about number 2 being best,
It's like it's
and
like,
they really
It
like
is-
to
it
just
is
put
the
out
best.
old
It's
games.
legitimately the best.
it's like Final Fantasy VII.
Right. Now, yeah, you're right.
Alan, you're getting a
Because
kick in
people
the
my
nuts.
age are nostalgic for that kind of stuff, and we're the ones that are
Why?
making the money now because we're the,
Diablo
So anyway-
2 is that the one where they introduced the gems, or did they have that in the first one, like the sockets and shit?
Gems were in the second one. I don't think
Second
they were in
one.
the first one.
Okay,
No.
so I
Yeah.
played the second one. It's good.
It's all right.
I got the third one on the
It's
Xbox. So
fantastic.
So-
It's unimpeachable in its gameplay. Come on.
So what do you think of Reaper of Souls?
You mean Soul Reaver?
I hadn't played Reaper of Souls.
It's Diablo 3.
Nah, I got no idea.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
That's
Expansion.
why I
I'm
wasn't talking to you.
out of the gaming.
Is that-
I'm out of the game. I heard that they had a broken auction system or something.
yeah,
And
they
then
wanted to
they-
sell stuff for real money, and then they found
Yeah,
out that's not a good
legitimate
idea.
dollars.
Nah.
Well, they're doing these things now called seasons. They usually last like a month or so.
Yeah.
It's freaking sweet. You do a bunch of like riffs and greater riffs and stuff like that, and the loot and stuff you get from 'em are just phenomenal. Yeah, it's really cool. They did a lot of really good patches and stuff like that with it, and it's very, very impressive what they did to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joe.
Let me lay the worst game on
There
you
it
guys.
is.
I'm
Yeah.
willing to listen to other people's opinions, but I think I got
I
it.
think I know where this is
Aladdin.
going.
No, Aladdin kicked ass. I mean, come on, you get 12 fucking apples.
That's like fucking Mickey Mouse capades over here.
That's what happens when
So
you're
I
over
was
the
a
3-year-old.
young impressionable man working at a pet store, and I would collect my measly $24 for my week of work, and so I was very, very broke. And
Holy shit.
Good way to start a story.
Yeah. I don't know where this is
game was
going.
in the bin. This was in the $4.99 bin
Oh, wow.
at GameStop. You guys remember the $4.99 bin?
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I was
band.
looking around in there, and I see a game called Steak, and I like steak, but this is like the vampire steak, not the food steak, but still.
I can honestly say I've never heard of this.
Never.
one.
It made me hungry anyway, so I grabbed it. I'm like, oh man, this game looks badass. And it says on the back, like, dominate your friends in fortune fighting, honor and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this sounds very exciting for $4.99. This has to be a mistake. So,
Mistake.
yeah, they should call it Mistake. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's called
Mistake.
Steak Fortune Fighters, and it's kind of like a pale imitation of Super Smash Brothers, but you're these weird like Japanese samurai kind of things.
Oh,
And
fuck.
you only have 2 buttons. There's normal attack and there's power attack, which is your normal attack. And, and you wander around this fog of war, and you got like a square inch that you can see around yourself, and you have to try and find and fight your friends, and it's just the most worthless game ever.
Next
Yeah,
thing
but
you
it
know,
says
you're getting,
4-player action on it.
I mean, come on.
No.
That's like
Yeah,
that's
that part that's true. You can kick the shit out of 3 of your buddies. but it was awful.
No. Worst game experience I can think of offhand. The wife got me Soldier of Fortune 2 on the computer back in the day. And I loaded that game up on a computer that really shouldn't have ran it. So that part sucked as it was. I'm running around, and this was the first realistic shooter I'd played. And I'm getting shot. I run into this door, and I'm hiding, and I'm like, all right, hopefully health is going to come back or something. Door gets kicked open. Flashbang grenade lands at my feet. I don't know what the fuck it is. I look down, bang, screen's white. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And then the screen starts coming back, and there's a dog gnawing on my testicles. And I'm like, what the fuck is this game? I never played that
What game was this again? What was this called?
Soldier of Fortune 2.
Soldier of Fortune.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot like a game I played way, way long ago. It was a PC-based game. I thought it was called Wolfenstein.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Wolfenstein is the best. I love
There's a new one.
I feel bad.
there's a new one that's getting
I
released.
love
I think either end of this
Wolfenstein.
month
Yeah,
or beginning of next
yeah.
month.
Yes.
Right?
You seen how they had to edit it for Germany release?
Oh my
Yeah.
Hitler doesn't have a mustache and shit.
yeah,
I
we
love
don't
fucking-
Right?
He's the only
He doesn't have a
guy-
mustache and he's holding a hammer or some shit.
He's the only guy that wants to kill the Jews.
Right.
Like, what the fuck
True.
is this?
Well,
Of course we know it's Hitler.
Here's the best part about Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein was like the precursor to Doom.
Was
All
it?
right.
I've
It's-
never
it's-
played Doom.
There
Oh,
was
wait
a
a minute. I'm
Wolfenstein.
thinking of Castle Wolfenstein from 81.
There you
Holy
go.
shit.
Yeah, okay. That's a no.
No. Old shooters, Duke 3D.
Duke 3D.
Giving strippers money.
man. Yep. Duke 3D.
You go running up, you walk into the strip club, there's a chick dancing on a pole, and this is like GIFs. It's like 3 frames.
Yeah.
She goes back and forth.
Click,
You walk
click,
up,
click,
and
click,
you
click.
go to give her money, and it's like, give me some sugar, baby.
Oh my god.
It
So
really
bad.
does.
She
It's
doesn't do.
horrible.
I think the only thing she does is like she turns, she does this, and there's tassels, and then she goes back to click.
Oh wow.
That's like San Andreas.
Yeah.
What do we got? Okay, so we know Joe's worst video game. Fucking-
Steak, it's everybody's worst.
Even if you haven't played it, don't do it. Just don't
waste
do
your
it.
time.
So we've got.
If you would like to punish yourself, you can go on the YouTubes and look at it.
Oh, we're gonna.
I might.
We're gonna have to
I
post
don't know
a video
about
on Twitter.
I gotta-
So Joe, what do you got to plug there? I think we're about ready to wrap her up.
Well, as per always, you guys should check out my podcast, Cartastrophe. That's CARTASTROPHE 365. That's Cartastrophe 365. And we basically just jaw on a little bit about how cars fail, kind of like we did with the WRX earlier.
We're good. We'll definitely keep that in the episode.
I will murder all of you.
He seems pissed. He might do it.
There's
little bit.
Joe. I don't know you, but there's a foot coming in the mail to your nuts.
Oh, geez, yeah. That's
He's gonna
fine.
he's gonna include a self-addressed box so you can send it back because he's gonna need that.
Good idea.
Get one back.
I'm gonna need that foot back.
Just overnight it. He'll be pretty happy.
My dancing foot.
Yeah, there you go.
And of course, you can always find us typing away on Twitter, Facebook, and every now and then on Instagram at A Topic a Month. You can send nudes to atopicamonth@gmail or hate mail or love mail, either way. Of course, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, I think, and Podbean, because our podcast is a whore that we like to rent out to all the host sites. If you're not busy, help give us a 5-star rating or whatever rating suits us best. We've got merch for sale, which is still stickers because we're poor, but you can make us not poor by going to our Patreon page. Throw us a $5 and get a sticker. Shirts possibly coming soon. Thanks, everyone, and have a good night.
They should get just to like see what happens to their fans. They should get Christopher Walken to voice Sephiroth.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
I think that would be incredible.
No.
Yeah, I would buy the game just for that, not knowing what I'm getting into.
Hey, Cloud.
My sword's a very long sword. It's gonna get ya.
My mom's name's Genova. She was a calamity that flew on a comet into Earth.
God damn it.
Your father hid this material up his ass every day.
Hey, now I'm gonna summon Bahamut. I'm a summon Shiva just so I can look at her tits.
That was the only reason to keep using her. I was gonna say like this was a big deal for me. Like the Dead or Alive 2, and the more damage you take, the more your clothes gets ripped off. You know what I mean? Like, that was a big deal. That was a big deal for a young Joe Masterman.
Fucking yeah.
Dead or Alive. Those games were.
Yeah, Dead or Alive. Lara Croft when that first came out.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
Oh
pointy
yeah,
fucking
all those
Marilyn Monroe
octagonal
boobs.
titties. Oh God, give me a piece of those.